Hello, my dear friends. This is Professor Chetan Daga along with Dr. Santosh CM. Today, we are going to discuss the next part of our online classes. Hope you are enjoying the classes. Many of you, I am very happy to see that students are really a lot of excitement they have a lot of excitement to listen the course and get into the material what we give. Since morning today, I am getting messages, sir. Will you upload? When you will be uploading the chapter 2 video? And I'm happy that students' interest creates more interest and motivates us to make more and more for you and work more and more for you. So yes, let's start by not wasting the time. Let's start with the next part, that is resume writing. Right, you have guessed very right. So this is what we are going to take up. Many students are interested in exploring multiple career fields. It is okay to apply for jobs in a variety of fields, but you must create a different resume for each position. When designing a resume, you should have a specific position or a specific type of job or internship in mind. So if you are unsure of your career goals, your resume may be more general. Therefore, you need to prepare a resume which gives history of your qualification, accomplishment and experience. Now, what is this resume? A resume is one of the most important tools to assist you in getting an interview for a job. It brings together your education, work, experience, interests and skills into one comprehensive but brief outline for the employer to read. A resume becomes a good reflection for what you are, who you are, what potential you have, how productive you are to the employer. The resume gives each and every point about you to the employer. So writing a resume is really very important, and you should know what are the basic elements of a resume. Now, what are the things should be included in the resume? So there are around 6 things what we are going to discuss over here to tell you what are the elements of the resume. So these resume elements are: first element is the heading. Now what this heading includes? This heading includes name, address, email address and phone number. So nowadays people need this email address very much important, because the employer gives you whatever work he wants to give you or wants to contact you, he contacts with you on email address. So this email ID is really important. If you do not have one, please create it and should be mentioned in the resume. Email ID is the basic element of any person going into a job. So the heading includes name, address, email address and phone number. Now what is your objective? This is the second element. Why you are joining that company, or why you are interested to do a job, what are your goal, any such thing you can mention in an objective. One sentence which declares the type of job you are seeking. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಜಾಬ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಜಾಬ್ದಿಂದ ನೀವೇನು ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತಿಂತೀರಿ, ನಿಮಗೇನು ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಹೌ ದಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಟು ದಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಲೈನು, 2 ಲೈನು, 3 ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಬ್ರೀಫಾಗಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ objectively you have to write. So that is what the second element. The third element is education. What are your educational qualifications? What you have studied, where you have studied, what are the percentages, the year of passing. So these are the things what you have to include in your education. Say if you have done BCom, say if you have done BTech, say if you have done BSc, BA, any graduation, or say you have done masters, MCom, MA, MSc, anything as such, and you have passed say in 2000 18. So you are going to write BCom or BA, BSc, whatever graduate, whatever the degree is. Then the year of passing. Then the institute's name is must, where you have completed. Say if you have taken your course in Christ University, right there. If you have taken any, if you have done it in government college, right there, government first grade colleges. If you have taken your degree in some any other universities, say you have done masters from Karnataka University or Bangalore University or Gulbarga University, wherever. So you are going to mention the names of the institute where you are completing your graduation, then the year of passing, then the percentage whatever you have got. So these are the things what you have to be included in the education part. Then it comes to experience. Whatever experience if you have of work experience means works experience, it has to be included in the resume. So if you are a freshie, if you are just completed your degree, fine, you need not mention the experience. If you are not, and if you have completed it long back and you are already having your experience, then please do mention experience, where you have worked, type of employer, in which city you have worked, type of employment. All these things should be mentioned in this experience part. Then comes honors and awards. If you have been honored anywhere in the society, if you have received any awards from your organization where you have worked before, or from your college maybe, so all such honors and awards have to be mentioned in honors and awards. This is the fifth element. And the last element is, but the most important one is the skill set, another is references. Now what is this skill set? Skill set is something wherein what type of skill you have within you, any specific skill. See, degree is fine, you have a BCom, you have a BTech, you have a BA, BSc or whatever, or any master degree, whether in MA, MSc or MCom, anything. But what skill sets you have? Are you good in any foreign languages? Yes, just write there, you know German, you know French, or you are good at computer skills. Yes, very good, try that out, write there computer skills. If you are good at MS Office, if you are good at any programming languages, do mention your skills. Do mention everything which is related to your skill set, so that the employer understands what are your potentials, if such a skill is related to the job you are seeking with. So that skill set has to be surely mentioned without fail. And lastly, references. If you have any references, do mention references, wherein you have to give 2 references of any of the people who knows you, the title, that is the company name, their name. If they are working in any company, write their company name, their city, their state, their phone number and email ID. Because if employer feels that he need to take the reference, he will call them and take the reference regarding you. So reference part is also very important. You need to give their references. So these are the 6 elements what has to be included in the resume. Remember, without these 6 elements, it shows bit incomplete resume. So there is another, that's what the heading is nothing but what we are going to mention is the personal details. Now first, before going to type the resume format, we shall see what are the types of resumes. So what are the types of resumes? There are 3 types of resumes. One is chronological resume, another is functional resume, and third is combination resume. This chronological resume means a resume which starts from experience. If you are writing a resume if you want the resume to be in a chronological way, then first start the resume with your experience. Whatever the experiences you have to write there, mention your experiences. Then later the other things. So chronological resume lists your works experience from the recent backwards. So recent work experience you have to mention first, and then goes on. Say if you have worked recently, you are working for any company. Say if you are working for ICICI, you are going to mention ICICI. Before ICICI, you maybe have been working for LIC. Before LIC, maybe you have working for HDFC. So these are the things what you are going to mention, the recent one first and the later things. So chronological resume, wherein you are going to mention the latest work experience first. Then the second is functional resume. This functional resume is arranged around your skills and abilities. So you are going to mention your skills first, then experiences. This is what functional resume means. If you are, for example, say if you are strong in communication skills, say if you are strong in computer skills, so you're going to mention them first. So the major heading, that is the skills, and under that you are going to write the your skills. So, and also some supportive experience if you have related to such a skill, which you have, maybe you have used them in your schools or colleges, to show your skill. So that is what you have to mention in the skill part. That is what like functional resume. Then starts the other things, but the functional resume starts with skills. So chronological resume starts with experiences, functional resume starts with skills, but combination resume is a resume which combines both the chronological and functional resume. This resume combines elements of chronological and functional resume, improving the clarity of presentation of a resume. For example, if you have a good work history that supports your current job objective, you could start with a skills section that support the skill needed. So the combination resume says, say if you have a good experience and also you have some skills, say if you have a computer skill, MS Office skill, maybe if you are an engineer, maybe you are using CAD skills, or if you are good at photoshopping, you can write Photoshop skills, or video editing, whatever the skills you have. So if you are going for advertisement company, video editing is very much important. So you have some skills which you have, which are within you. So write that skill first. With that skill, you need to give some clarity about the experience what you have regarding to that skill. So the employer is clarified that yes, you have a skill, with that you have an experience, which combinedly gives a major weightage to your resume. So this is what you have to keep in mind. So fine. So the next part what we are going to see is effective resume writing tips. What the resume should include. So we have already elements we have discussed. So how it should be? So it should be very much targeted. If say if you are writing to a teaching job, then you need to target the teaching part of your teaching related skills, teaching related experiences, and then apply. If you are targeting any corporate job, say you want to become a HR manager into a company, then you have to target yourself, your skills and your experiences related to HR. Then you have to give your qualifications in the same way. So it should be very much targeted. Employers want to know exactly what you can do for them. Whenever possible, target each resume for each job. So every resume has its different weightage. The same resume which you have prepared for teaching job cannot be given to the corporate job, or the same resume which you have prepared for corporate job cannot be given for the teaching job, because teaching has its own needs, corporate job has its own needs. So depends on what type of resume you are preparing. If you're going to Infosys, if you're going to Wipro, or anything, any such companies, it's a corporate job. In a software company, then you have to target your resume in that way. If you're going to banking sector, you're targeting the resume in that way. If you're going to teaching sector, you are going to target your resume in that way. So targeting your resume very specifically as per the job is very important. Then consistent, it should be consistent. This is very much important. When sending a paper version of your resume to employers, the look of your resume should be eye-catching, not distracting. Be consistent with spacing and margins. Allow for lots of white spaces and borders, and emphasize your important points with font and text styles such as italics, capitals, underlining, boldface, indentation, and bullets. So whenever you go with a resume, it should be very eye-catching. It should be more attractive than distracting. And it should have proper spacing also. It should not be haphazard way or clumsy way that the employer couldn't read it. It should be very decent one with the proper spacings and proper margins too, and it should have borders too. Then emphasize anything if important you want to emphasize, just bold it, or you can make it in italics, or you can write it in capitals, anything. And if you want to mention different roles, then make them a bullet point. See, here we have a resume here. See, he want to mention, he has bolded this objective, then the skills he has shown, then he has different skills he has already he has put with a bullet points too. So see, you can just have a look over here. This is what the resume should look like. It has a margin, properly spaced. The important points have bold font. Then he has also used the bullet points. See, these are the point wise, these are the bullets what we can see. So it should be in this consistent way. Then it should be well written, established, implemented, created and streamlined. Add power to your sentences. The sentence should have something more. If the employer reads your sentences, he should get it attracted towards you. So he should get impressed. So just we can see he has written this objective. My primary goal is to secure a challenging position in which I can utilize my acquired skills within the field of tools of. So he is applying to a manufacturing firm. He says, I want a challenging position in the company. See, the word what he has said, it shows that he is ready to work into any challenging job. So nevertheless, the employer gets impressed by seeing this word challenging, because it shows the hard work of the person who is sent his resume. So challenging position in which I can utilize my acquired skills. His skills he can utilize into the manufacturing. So this is what the sentences should be well written. It should be concise, very small. He has written very small, just 3 lines, not in a paragraph. Very concise way. Even his skills, you can say he has written OSHA trained, can work lathe machines, CNC milling experience, certified forklift driver, knowledge of AutoCAD. Just this much is this is more than enough to write. So it should be very concise, small. It should not take time for the employer to decide, yes, so that whether I need to take this person, or he should just decide in 30 seconds or a minute that he has to call you for the interview or not. So this is what it should be: concise. The qualification should be summarized. If they should be purely summarized. Then self-promoting. You have to promote yourself. That is important. You have to promote how? Promote by showing your skills. Promote yourself by showing your professional experiences. Promote yourself by showing your certifications. Promote yourself by showing your qualifications. So that is also very important. It should be accurate, very accurate. Your skills, qualifications and experiences. These are the 3 things what mostly a person sees into your resume. So these should be very accurate, very concise, very precise and very impressive to the employer. So this is what, and you should please take my words, you need to promote yourself, not exaggerate yourself. So please do not fall into a mistake that promoting is something equal to exaggerating. Please do not exaggerate yourself, just promote yourself. It should be abbreviation free, something you use in your while chatting. Say many a times people I say they use LOL long. So such abbreviation cannot be understood professionally. So you need to be very you should look after seeing that the abbreviations should not be used at too much. Okay, so that is what. One more thing, then no personal information. You just have to give your name, your phone number, your email ID and address, and maximum you can include your father's name. That's it. But it does nothing like age, height, or anything as such. They are not necessary while sending a resume. It is not, you are not applying to any military job, so you mention your age, height, and all. Age should be mentioned, yes, that is fine. Because you will be mentioning your DOB, that is more than enough. Age is not necessary. By DOB it is understood what is your age. So your height, your weight, that shows your unprofessional part. If you are mentioning your DOB, that is more than enough. DOB is nothing but date of birth. So remember this. Then there should not be any grammatical mistake in your resume. Grammatical mistake shows that you are not good in the language in which you have sent your resume. ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಯಾವುದೂ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಚೆಕ್ ಟ್ವೈಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ resume, because resume is the first step to your job. Then the paper quality what you have used, if you have printed the resume, if you are not sending it by email and if you are sending it by post, then the paper quality you to use to print the resume should be very good. So these are the some effective resume writing tips what you have to look on. So just we have a sample resume over here. Just have a look here that he has mentioned the heading. He is sending this resume to this company. Then he has written the objectives. Then skill set he has given his skill set. He has given shown his photo. Then the professional experiences, right? You can just have a look over here, professional experience. Then the certifications, right, sir, students. So if he has some certification, now you have built up your resume and you can now write the certification that you have certified with communication skills in jobs. So this is again a certificate what we are giving you, and you have been certified. So this is another strength of you. So certifications. Then references, I said in the elements that references have to be mentioned. So these are the two references this person has mentioned in his. So you have to mention any two. Say you can refer your teacher, you can refer any person with whom you have worked or anything as such. So references you can give two references. So this is a sample resume and some of the effective resume writing tips. So that's all comes with this. Yeah, one more thing I need to tell you, that your resume should never travel alone. ಬರೀ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇನ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್. ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಟರ್. ವೈ ಆರ್ ಯು ಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅ ರೆಸ್ಯೂಮ್? Resume, you just dropping a resume to an employer. If you are dropping your resume to me, say I am hiring, and if you are dropping a resume to me, what I have to think of? Why you have dropped the resume to me? There should be any clearance, right? So with the resume there should be a covering letter saying why you have dropped the resume. You need to write, dear sir, I am applying for this and so position in your company or in your college or in your institute. So please let me please give me a chance for that. Herein I enclose my resume. So this is what some small covering letter you have to take up. Then you have to attach your resume and one reference sheet if you have any, you need to attach with this. So these are the things what you have to remember before writing a resume and creating a resume. The resume is something which gives you job in a first, because if your resume he is satisfied with your resume, then your 80% work is done. Only 20% depends on your interviews. So students, my dear student friends, this is what I wanted to say regarding the resumes. So the assignment for tomorrow that we are going to do, that we will be uploading a sample resume in our blog. Fill the details of the resume, then save it with you. Later on, when a Google form will be uploaded, you need to attach that resume into the Google form link. So download the sample resume, then fill the details, save it with you. Then when the Google form link has been given, upload it in the Google form. So these are the things what you are going to do for tomorrow. This is the assignment for tomorrow. We will not be having any test tomorrow. We will be having this assignment. And I am very happy to say the congratulations to all those who have really done very good in their tests. In the last test, what we had conducted, and I'm thankful for the students for taking proper interest in this course. So thank you guys. It was pleasure talking to you. I am very happy, and I also thank Dr. Santosh CM that he has been giving a really wonderful effort to create such wonderful content, and giving us to learn many things, right students? So that is what I just wanted to tell.